Hey, what's up guys? Shawn Ryan, Vigilance lead here with Jeff Reid from Frozen Trident Kennels, and we're here to talk about how to start a fire. So I could get one going. I wanted to try some things that were kind of out of the box, and so we found some driftwood.
Yep.
Peeled it up into little pieces, kind of made a bird's nest out of it. Didn't really work. I actually cut my jacket open, took some of the synthetic down out, tried to get going with that. I think that was actually a fire retardant. And then cut a piece of my sock out, tried to kind of like de-threaded it, bird nest that mixed in with some wood. Couldn't get that going, and so luckily Jeff got it going. So how'd you do that?
Yeah, so around the forest here in Two Rivers, or really all of Alaska, this is the life supply right here. It's birch bark. This thing will light if you dip it in water. It's still light. So what I did is I just started collecting the birch bark and I peeled it, and then I just started working it, you know, and then just getting more and more of it. Peeling the layers back, working it down, trying to just expose that fiber. And the resin in the birch bark is extremely flammable. So you can get a fire going whether it's raining, perfect weather out, it doesn't matter, this stuff will light. So like just this little bit right here, just to show you kind of how flammable this is. Without burning myself. Just touch the flame, it'll freaking take off. So that's what I did. I just got it going, worked it down, made a big bird's nest. I hit it with like 3 sparks and it ignited right away. So it's a pretty flammable substance, and it's a life support out here. So if you're lost, if you're training and you find birch bark, you should be able to get fire going.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I was over here for what, probably a good hour trying to get one started. I couldn't get it, but some other things I just wanted to kind of bring up is, and I didn't want to kind of cheat, but one thing that I always have with me when I go out in the field is bug spray.
Yeah.
So I could have got it going with this. I'll just show you guys. Bug spray is flammable. So you can see it flaring up there a little bit. If I would have used this, I would have got it going, you know, but I think if it's over 29% DEET, it's actually flammable. It's also real good for your skin, I'm sure. Yeah. But just something to keep in mind, you know, if you are out there, you can't start a fire. A lot of people carry this shit with. I always do. We're getting eaten up right now.
Yeah.
And so mosquito or bug repellent.
So yeah, some of the stuff I carry with me if I know I'm going to be out in the woods for a long period of time, or if I'm just in an area that things could go south for fire, is obviously the number one is the flint and steel. That's going to be your number one thing, and then magnesium. I have a thing of magnesium here to help get the fire started. A lot of times your flint is going to be covered in magnesium, so when you first strike it, it's going to send the magnesium out with a bigger spark, and it'll ignite. That's definitely the 2 main things. And then if you want to pass that Vaseline over here, and the cotton ball. Actually, this is one of my favorite things to carry with me, because this stuff will burn for a long time. It's almost like a candle. But what I do is I take 1 cotton ball and you kind of just work it open a little bit. If you tear it apart, not a big deal, because you're going to stick some Vaseline in it. So I kind of flatten it out like that, if you guys can see that. Take a big heaping scoop of Vaseline and coat this thing. And then you just cover it back up. You can put this in a baggie, and then I'll shove this in here. And if I'm ever in a place where I need to get a fire started, this thing will burn forever. Well, that will burn for, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. But that's definitely one of my favorite things to carry with me, just because it acts like a candle. If I need to light something, it's there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So yeah, we did, you know, with it. And another thing that's can be challenging is just getting it going. you know. So even if you do have that bird's nest, you got to be prepared to keep feeding that thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just gonna go out and you're gonna have to do it all over again. But so work small, you know, little bitty twigs like this, you know, then upgrading to like this, and then to this, and then, you know, you can start putting the bigger
Yeah.
pieces of wood in there. We kind of dug a little pit here. Actually, you got it going without having a pit, but I dug a pit because I didn't want the wind,
Yeah.
you know, blowing my flame out. So, but that was pretty impressive. I didn't know anything
Birch
about
bark's
that
amazing,
birch bark.
and it's up there. It's like it's here if you need it, kind of thing. I feel like it's one reason birch is around. If you need fire, then there's birch. You should be able to sustain yourself on it. Yeah. And that's the thing. You want to collect enough materials to sustain the fire before you even ignite it. Because if it's lit and you get the fire going and all you have is your bird's nest, the fire's gonna be out before you have anything to go on top of it. So make sure you have a firewood supply kind of there for you whenever you get ready to start the fire.
All right, guys, that's about it when it comes to building a fire. So check out my Amazon shop, links in the description. Check out Jeff at Frozen Trident and at Vigilance Elite at Shawn Ryan 762, and we'll see you next week.
The fuck, man? You just burnt my wiener.